Welcome to the Patty Bandwagon Show, peeps. You can find this episode and all our old episodes wherever you listen to your podcasts, as well as at pattybandwagonshow.com. On this site is where all those important social media links are, where you can like, subscribe, and comment. We have our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram links on that page, as well as our newest YouTube channel link. You can find me, Jpaddy, at all the links that I just spoke of. But more importantly, if you want to find the Pennatrator, he is only available on Instagram, and you must go to the search _Pennatrator to track that dude down. Without further ado, my name is Jpaddy. Pennatrator, you in the building?
I am in the building. It is, but it feels so good. So good. You have no idea.
Is it good because you get to get out of the house just to do this now, or just to be around again?
No, it feels good so people could fucking hear me.
So, obviously, I'm Jpaddy, and yes, Pennatrator is in the building. But did you really notice the quality difference because of not being in our original setup?
Yes. The first couple times were okay because I understood it, but then it was like, man, I just want to be back in the studio and do it right.
You know what? I totally agree. Just so everyone knows, I'm still keeping my space from the Pennatrator, but that's not because of our circumstances. It's because sometimes I just got to keep my space from this guy.
Yeah, I'm a mouth breather.
He's a mouth breather. His body hygiene's on point. Like, I would say that if out of the two, I smell probably more than he does because I work harder.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not recently. Not recently. But I will admit, too, it is good to have you back in the studio, back in our secret haven.
Yes, drinking beers together.
Drinking beers together, even though our first beer together since we've been back on our show sucks dick.
It was not good. It was ill-advised.
So the beer we both tried first is called Hola, Senor by Knee Deep Brewing Company,
which is one of my top 5 breweries, too.
I love Knee Deep.
I love Knee Deep, too.
I don't love Knee Deep because of the beer. I love Knee Deep because they named one beer in particular that I thought was the most awesome branding and marketing beer that I've ever heard. Do you know what beer I'm talking about?
No.
Do you remember that time we were down in South Reno at Beer Envy, and Knee Deep, I think, had a tap takeover, and they presented this beer called Man Juice?
No. I don't think I was there for that one. Was I? I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think I was there.
But
Man Juice. Yeah. Okay.
Well, I just liked ordering a beer called I need to be knee deep in man juice.
That is awesome. Yeah, now I understand. Yeah.
When I heard that, I thought knee deep was the absolute shit. But that is true now in more than one way, because their Hola, Senor is not endorsed by the Patty Bandwagon Show.
Hola, Senor is this beer.
Hola, Senor is hola. I'm never drinking you again.
I don't think
absolutely horrible.
It was too skunky. It tastes like a Heineken. It was not like a Mexican lager.
True. And that was the thing. Like, me and the Pennatrator, we went into this place in the Midtown area called Pinion. And I think me and the Pennatrator were thinking we need a refreshing like Corona.
Yeah. Yeah, like a Corona style or something light to start us off. It's hot out here.
Yeah.
It's just,
we were a little concerned how hot the studio would be, so we need a nice cold, refreshing Mexican lager.
Yeah. It was a little too heavy. You wouldn't drink this at the pool.
Dude, I don't know where I would drink it. I wouldn't drink it at the pool. I wouldn't drink it at the hot tub. I wouldn't drink it out at Pyramid.
You'd drink it at Pyramid if it was the last 6-pack.
I would drink it at Pyramid if it was last 6-pack, and I was given the beer. Like, seriously, guys. I want you guys to all comment, because obviously in the sweet intro that you just heard, we need you to comment, like, and subscribe.
Yes.
Because we need your feedback. Because if you don't comment and you don't tell us anything, we're gonna go in the weeds and talk about Hola, Senor, the shitty beer from Knee Deep Brewing Company,
for like 25 minutes.
For 25 minutes. But
we have backups, so
we do have backups. We're drinking other beers. They aren't mutual beers, so we're not going to talk about it much long. We're not going to talk about it at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done. But, so, Pennatrator, when you rolled up, you saw the patio.
Yep.
There's been some changes to the studio, small changes.
Little subtle changes I see.
You saw that I got a guitar.
Yeah, and an amplifier. That's like both.
No, and that it was a great deal.
Yeah.
When this whole thing started and we weren't sure how severe this COVID shit was going to be, I was like, man, I got to be productive. I got to learn to play the guitar. And that amplifier is so... I had the blind confidence that I was going to be that good, and I would want to play for, like, the whole neighborhood. And I'd want them to hear it.
Like those Italian videos with those guys playing and shit?
Definitely! The Italian videos where they're playing Gloria and singing Gloria to everyone. I'm never going to sing. Quote me on that. I'm never going to sing. But I think one day I'm going to be really good at the guitar. It's not today, though.
No, the guitar's hard. It's a hard instrument.
So, Pennatrator, you had a great idea in pre-production. Do you think that guitar's tuned?
Oh yeah. Let me see what's going on, and we'll let our viewers decide. So, all right. We're gonna play a little game called "Is This Tuned?"
That is music to my ears. That is one of probably the best tuned guitars I think I've ever heard.
I think it's off a little bit.
So, yeah, again, we'll allow you guys to review my tuning skills on the guitar. So, that's what you do when you get isolated and you're trying to do things in an alley in Midtown Reno just to keep your mind occupied. But, Pennatrator, we got to get a little serious.
All right, let's talk about some stuff.
Well, yeah, like everyone's touching this subject, so the Patty Bandwagon Show does have to talk about this subject.
Okay.
Let's talk about Saturday. Pennatrator, do you remember the date for Saturday off the top of your head?
The 30th?
So today's the 4th.
Yeah, it's the 30th.
Yeah, we'll just say the 30th.
Yeah, because Sunday was the 31st, right?
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Thursday, 4th day in June. 4th day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works. All right, so I know it sounds like we're getting really serious so far. So anyway, Saturday, our studio is right in the middle of downtown Reno and Midtown Reno.
It's solid Midtown. It's not like downtown. It's not like when you were living in the condos downtown.
Okay. I think we're arguing already over semantics.
You're solid Midtown.
Okay. Yes. Whatever. I will give you this for this episode.
Okay.
We'll say that I live in Midtown.
Hoity-toity Midtown.
There's nothing hoity-toity about where I live. All the guests that have been in the studio, please tell the people that the Pennatrator's lying on this one. There's nothing hoity-toity about where I live in the studio. So, we're going to say the studio is in Midtown. Now, Saturday, the 30th of May. there was a protest. And this protest started at the Believe sign on Virginia, and I want to say First. Yeah, that's where it sits.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of people for it.
Yeah, there was a big turnout.
Big turnout. I wasn't there. I'll tell you that right now. Did I think about going? Yeah. Because
no, you didn't.
I actually did.
You were thinking about social distancing.
No. I actually was trying to figure out a way to go. But
Okay.
I had some other things that I prioritized a little bit higher.
Guitar lessons?
No, obviously not. Or I'd be playing the guitar on this episode. So, I've had to get my priorities done before I felt like I could go out and let alone socialize in something like that. And yes, I would have had my mask on, just like all the protesters.
Okay.
Most of the protesters.
Most
of them. So the protest, it moves. It starts approximately 2:30. Starts at the Believe sign. I believe it, I don't know if it went up Virginia for a little bit, but I know for sure it went south because I heard it from the studio.
Yes, I can confirm that because we have another friend that lives midtown on the other side of Virginia, and they said the protest went right by their house.
Okay.
So
yeah, obviously
confirmed.
they went south on Virginia. It was approximately 3 o'clock in that area. I don't remember exactly what time. But I went outside to look down. What I did is I walked down the alley, I looked down St. Lawrence, and I could see the back end of the crowd.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Yeah. I had friends that were sitting at the bar watching them walk by, be like, okay, whatever.
It's a normal, like, have you been to San Francisco when they have, like, protests and marches and stuff?
I haven't been to San Francisco, but I participated. I've participated in a women's march before. I've done that shit.
Yeah, I saw one the last time I was in San Francisco. You hear the drums and all that stuff. I was like, what the heck is going on?
Can't miss it.
You can't miss it. You
Yeah.
go down. They were just walking in the streets. They
Yeah.
had the police escorting them.
Correct.
They had their signs up, and it's an awareness. It's fine.
Correct.
It's totally cool.
Peaceful protest.
Peaceful
At that
protest.
point.
Yes.
So, as time goes on, it hits about 4:30 in the afternoon. Still chilling in the studio. I was doing homework. I was doing my thing.
Okay.
I get an alert from This Is Reno, and This Is Reno is like the new. I promote This Is Reno. If you want news that's always live video, live photos of exactly what's going on at all, like of something of that sort, This Is Reno is a good outlet for that.
Okay.
Because they don't edit. They film as is, and they're, especially for events like that, that's their emphasis. That's what they cover.
Okay.
So it's about, I don't know, 4:30-ish, they get to the Reno Police Department. And they're doing live video of the protest hitting the police department.
Okay.
Have you seen photos of what they did to the police department?
Yes, I've seen
Anything.
Yeah. I've seen photos of Reno PD right next to the Aces Stadium. Yeah.
Correct. And you saw what they did. They tagged it. They put
they ripped off some stuff.
They ripped off a sign.
They're throwing rocks at cars.
They burned a flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it got a little hairy. To be honest, what they wrote on, I wouldn't want my kids, if they weren't over, say, the age of 10, to see what was written on there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to have to try to explain to an 8-year-old why someone's putting fascist on a tagged wall.
Yeah, exactly.
And try to describe, obviously, a lot of the derogatory statements they put. But this is why I want to give This Is Reno props.
Oh, okay.
They're doing live video of exactly what is happening. there were 3 dudes that were, I don't want to say were part of the protest.
Well, they were a part, but they weren't.
They probably didn't live up to the expectation of Black Lives Matter who organized the protest.
They were rogue people within the protest.
Correct.
There we go.
That's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Completely. So anyway, these 3 dudes, 2 with skateboards and 1 with a rock, like a big rock.
Okay.
2 white dudes with a skateboard, black dude with the rock. Initially, the first dude with the skateboard goes up to the very front of Reno PD, and he's literally taking a skateboard and he's hitting the door. He's trying to break the glass. He's trying to start to really vandalize Reno PD.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not for that. Like, I'm like, someone needs to stop that dude. Second guy starts rolling up. He doesn't actually hit the windows, hit the glass. And because there was a African American woman that rolls out of the crowd and stops them.
Oh, nice.
Literally.
Okay.
Like, she gets in their face. The guy with the rock is rolling up. So it's 3-on-1, and this black lady is stopping them.
Nice.
She's obviously part of the protest. And that's what I want to glorify in my part. That there are people that are obviously part of this protest that don't believe in vandalizing, looting, fucking shit up. Mm-hmm. And she was a representation of that. And This Is Reno is the only one who really got video of that event. Uh-huh. So anyway, the black lady comes up, 3-on-1. Somehow she gets them stopped. And then more from the group, from the protest, come back her up. And right away, the organizer of the protest say, hey, let's go back to downtown Reno. Because they stole our Reno PD emblem. They burned the flag. They completely tagged Reno PD. They made their point. Mm-hmm. They definitely made their point of the protest.
Okay.
And this is approximately 5:15. So at that point, what do? I get on my bike, and I ride down to Reno PD because the protesters have already went through. And for my own personal, not to share, I kind of wanted to document it just so I would remember this day in Reno.
Kind of like when the COVID happened, and we were on our what was it? The house party.
Yeah.
You're like, and it was like the second or first week where it was like the lockdown happened.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to go downtown. I just want to see and take pictures and just memorialize this event in history.
Well, I wanted to document it, not to share with anyone, just for myself, so it would refresh my memory.
Yeah.
Where I was when this shit hit the fan.
Yeah, when you're 90, you're like, I remember this, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
And it might help me describe to my future family, which is probably going to be a dog and a cat, be like, hey, this is where I was back in 2020 when people were losing their shit. Yeah, I left the house at midnight to go take pictures of casinos being dark and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the reasoning for why I went down there to take photos.
Yeah, I get it.
So when I was riding up, and I was riding up right in between Mellow Fellow and Aces Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say that's 2nd Street. I'm riding up 2nd Street. There's still some straggling protesters that are saying F the police. You could tell they were angry. They were super angry, whatever. But they were still protesters. Like, okay, I think this is cool. Go home. After that, I was only around there for maybe 20, 25 minutes. Nothing. I ride back through downtown to make sure nothing too wild's going on.
And it wasn't.
No, nothing to be concerned about.
Mm-hmm.
I get home probably 5:30, 5:45, and that is when I get another alert from This Is Reno. And this alert is the video of City Hall starting to get truly vandalized.
Yes.
They're taking the baseball bats to the glass. It's starting to get real again.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, I don't want to say get real again. It's starting to get real.
Yeah.
Where there is obviously a group of, these are rioters.
Yeah.
People that are starting to fuck shit up, those are rioters.
Yeah.
And I get an alert, and they're showing live video of this going down.
And where'd you get the alert from?
This is Reno
on
social media.
Okay.
And this is why I'm giving them so much love. So I get the alert. They're showing the video. I send a text to T-Rex and Scotty Wally. I'm like, it's about to go down in downtown Reno. And they had no clue yet.
Okay. Yeah, nobody did.
No one had a clue because This is Reno was the only one with cameras down there. And if I remember correctly, Channel 8 was the only one, the Colo, who went live when they went live first to do live coverage down there. They go live, you probably got your alert.
Yeah, I don't have alerts on my phone, so.
Whoa, you didn't even get the emergency alert?
Megatron did. Megatron did, so.
Wait a minute. That brings up a good question.
Yeah.
You can turn that off?
Yeah.
Why?
Why not?
What if it affects you?
Then I'll fucking see it with my eyes. That didn't affect me at all. What? I mean, if I was in a place where,
if there's a fire 2 blocks, if there's a fire, you'd see smoke.
Yeah. If there's a fire, you'd see smoke. They're not going to make an emergency thing saying, I mean, you're already aware of it, right? You were aware that something was going down before it even happened.
That is true, because I had some sort of alert, though, to alert me on it. Like, if I didn't have the This Is Reno alert, I was under the impression that it was all good until I got that alert, and I saw that. But then, obviously, I got the alert from This Is Reno. I'm watching it with my own 2 eyes, and about 20 minutes later was when the public service announcement was sent to all our smartphones.
Yeah. By that time, it's already over. By that time, they're saying don't go downtown. Well, I'm not downtown. If I was fucking downtown or heading downtown, I would see it.
I would argue with that.
Name a situation where something comes along 20 minutes later that's going to help you. An earthquake happens. You think the alert's going to come before the earthquake?
Know about an earthquake.
Yeah, then you get the stupid thing after you're all scared and your house is already falling down. Be like, hey, secure supplies. You're like, no shit, my house is down. You had already ridden downtown and went to the police department with it all vandalized, and they still didn't fucking send it out until you already got home.
But that wasn't even what set the alert off. The reason the alert got set off is because something got vandalized in downtown Reno. And yes, it took approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. City Hall got...
What if you were at a Chinese restaurant on just the other side of downtown? You would have never known. You could have been walking on this, and you have your alerts turned off, so you're having dinner at the Chinese restaurant. You'd start walking towards it. You wouldn't know until you actually probably hit it within a block, within 2 blocks.
I'm sure I would be hearing the police sirens coming in.
But so here's the point of this. When they started when This Is Reno was showing that footage, there were no cops there. There were no sirens there. It was just people breaking windows. You'd hear a revving motorcycle. That's what you'd hear. You'd hear a commotion. That's what you would have heard.
Yeah.
Cops didn't even get there. Like, that's the crazy part about this. City of Reno started getting City Council, City of Reno offices started getting vandalized. But there were no cops around there yet.
Was it closed?
What's that?
Was the police department just closed on Saturday?
The police department wasn't. They did that strategically.
They just didn't want to make a fuss on it?
Correct. It was a strategic reason. They wanted to allow the protest.
Oh, yeah. So it's like
what happened at Reno PD was a strategic move. And it was the right strategic move.
Yeah, it's a building getting vandalized. But what about the people inside? What if it just got so violent and they moved inside with the people inside? That would have been horrible.
They were probably ready for that occurrence.
They probably had shotguns inside.
I'm
sure they were ready.
I know that they are ready to protect themselves if they get in trouble.
Okay.
Just like anybody. But the city of Reno, where the city council is, there's no one in that building. It was Saturday night.
Yeah.
So that shit starts going down. But there weren't cops right there right away. Like, they sent out the alert. Eventually, yes, cops had to come there to clear the scene because there was a fire. Someone set a fire inside.
Yeah.
They had to put the fire out, and it had to be safe for the fire department to go in to make sure that whole building, worst case scenario, doesn't burn.
Yeah, they're super strategic. They're not going to send like 2 cops in there.
Right.
They got to make sure. Yeah, so it's fine. They're good. They did what they needed to do.
But what they did was they alerted people before they actually protected that building. So what I'm saying is I would want to know. I would want to know. No, like, I wouldn't turn the alerts off my phone for public service.
Oh, well. Luckily,
you're married, so you have a second person that can get that alert for you.
Yes,
if you're with her.
Yeah. I'll get the alert somehow.
Yes, you have a few more voices and a few more beeps to hear than I do. So that's when everything goes off. All the alarms.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm looking at the time, my friend. So all that goes down. The peaceful protest is definitely getting.
Well, the peaceful protest.
Out.
The peaceful protest ended already at that point.
Well, no, I won't say that because there were still protesters down there, but this is where the rioters obviously embrace this type of event.
Okay, yeah.
The rioters obviously have a camouflage. They have the camouflage of peaceful protesters, so it looks like there's no distinguishing characteristics.
Exactly.
So, Virginia Street is where this primarily started. Everyone knows. Media gets down there. Tear gas is getting thrown out. Flashbangs.
It's not tear gas.
Excuse me. That is correct. It's flashbangs, and it was...
And smoke. They do smoke. They don't do tear gas.
Well, whatever. It makes you choke. Whatever it is.
Yeah, it's still smoke. Yeah. It's smoke, and then they have like the pepper spray, so...
Maybe, yeah, okay. So, there's a lot going on. It's hard to distinguish all the weapons, or... I won't even call them weapons. I'll call them what the cops need to use to disperse a crowd peacefully.
Yeah, non-lethal.
Non-lethal.
Non-lethal things.
Right. A lot of flashbangs, though. And flashbangs are loud.
Yeah.
So, I don't have to tell everyone what happened downtown. Most of the people that are listening to this know the destruction, know that a truck got vandalized, glass broke out, courthouse got vandalized, windows broken out, businesses near the Pioneer Center, including the Pioneer Center, got vandalized.
What the fuck did the Pioneer Center have to do with anything?
It's on Virginia Street.
Oh, okay.
If it's on Virginia Street, it was getting hit.
Okay.
The security golf cart, which I shared a photo with, which was originally reported as a car on fire, and they didn't want to fix that. And I thought that was an important point. Hey, let's not say a car's on fire. Because seriously, a car's a car's a big deal. compared to a security golf cart.
They're both.
It's still damaged. Don't get me wrong.
What they could just say a vehicle on fire. I mean, is
a golf cart a vehicle?
Yeah, it's used to transport people.
All right. I wasn't sure if there was a horsepower requirement for the vehicle thing. So anyway, they're getting pushed down. Rebecca Kitchen with Channel 8, you could tell it was starting to really affect her telecast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she was getting super emotional. Like, if I was a female down in a riot-type area with just one cameraman.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looked like, and I think that's what she presented. With all this shit going around me while I'm trying to talk on a mic and get videotaped, I'd be scared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not used to that stuff.
Oh, yeah. Because you're in Reno, Nevada, where this doesn't normally happen.
No. I mean, the last riot we had was what, 98?
It was in the summer of 1998.
Yeah.
And I was going to bring that up because I was out that night, too.
Oh, yeah.
I lived on the corner in Nixon and Reno, and I was at my first fraternity party before school started, and my buddy was driving me from that fraternity party where the first time I played beer pong. So I was super sedated, sitting in the passenger seat. He's trying to drive me home to Reno and Nixon, and he gets blocked on Arlington by a row of cops because Reno was shut down for that too. But that was a little different because that was gang fights. It was a bunch of gang fights amongst each other.
Yeah.
Totally different story.
Different story.
Yeah. They weren't jacking our shit up. They were jacking each other up.
Yeah.
And cops were pretty much just creating a ring. Anyway.
Where are you going with this?
I want to get to the point where
okay.
the coverage starts laying down. Like, there's not as much coverage because they think it's ending.
Okay.
The cops have pushed the rioters to Liberty and Virginia.
Yeah, they said don't go to Liberty. They said don't go to Liberty. What was it? The north and then the east and west. So
Liberty is east-west. Virginia is north-south.
Yeah.
So that's where it gets to. When the coverage hits there, I'm like, well, I'm going to walk outside. Because from where I live, I can look down the alley and not see Liberty, but I can hear the traffic from Liberty.
Yeah.
And I look down the alley. What do I see? First of all, I hear it, and I see the flash of the first flashbang. And it reverberates through the alley. You can hear, I don't know if you heard the crotch rocket street bike that was a big part of a lot of the looting, because that street bike would start revving ridiculously when dudes were breaking out glass. And I'm not sure if they were trying to do that so you wouldn't hear it, like as a strategic type.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I heard the street bike. I heard cars flying like street racing. And so I'm starting to think, if this keeps going and they get into South Virginia, south of Wild Orchid, and they get the crowd to disperse in the middle of Midtown, there could be people running through the alley. So what's the moral of the story? I had to get the hockey stick.
Yes, the moral of the story is
I had to get the hockey stick, not to try to kill anybody, but to protect myself.
Yeah, they're not coming in this little bunker.
Who knows, though? Who knows? They start going down Midtown. They're scurrying. They have to scurry a block up, and they're at Patty Bandwagon Studios.
Yeah. Yeah, so you're all by yourself, just trying to protect your little castle?
Yep. I put the hockey stick on the wall. I walk outside. I'm periodically checking. Of course, there's a helicopter over my head till about 2:30 in the morning. So
shit, the ghetto bird was out?
The ghetto bird was out the whole time.
Did he have the fucking light on,
yes!
though? Oh, the light is the worst. That thing is
He did not have the light on at about 1 in the morning around here because it was calm by then now that we look back.
Okay.
But that night, it was on to Liberty Like when the crowd got to Liberty, still ghetto bird, still
So what do you
bright lights.
what are you gonna do this weekend? Because it's gonna flare up Friday, Saturday again.
I don't know it's gonna flare up. Why is it gonna flare up? Because it's Saturday.
Yeah. All those people had to work this week, so now they don't have anything
Black
to do.
Lives Matter has not. They don't have any protest scheduled.
It's not them though.
It is not them, but the people that use Black Lives Matter protests to disguise. That's a big part of it.
The disguise of
The
it.
disguise of an actual protest.
I don't think that they're. I think they're so brazen now that they're not even going to try that disguise.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think most of the people that start doing that, you need. I think it's a general aspect of their strategy where they need the disguise of a peaceful protest.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm sure that the curfew will kick in on Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We'll see what happens. That's the thing. Like, I
Do
don't
you- do
think
you-
we can predict.
So you think it's over? Do you think it's over then, or do you
Do I think protesting's over? No.
in Reno?
No. I don't think protesting's over. But I do know that as of right now, and I will say, what's today, Thursday?
Yeah.
I have not heard Black Lives Matter creating arranging another protest. So there's nothing that will give me real reason to believe that they'll be out and about. Am I totally negating that there won't be some ruffians about? No. But
What about Women's March? Do you think that's going to fire up then?
I have no idea why you even asked that question.
Now would be the time, right?
No. Why would now be the time for that?
I don't know.
Why?
Well, why
What-
not? Why not?
What? No. I really want you to answer this question. Why would a women's march? Like, what brought that into your head?
That's the only march that popped in my head
Okay.
that I could think of.
So, well, what you just implied was if there's a Black Lives Matter march, which there's absolutely legitimate reason to have.
Yeah.
Why would a women's march start?
I'm just saying if the Black Lives Matter is not going to march, then maybe it's time for the women's march.
You think that's how it works?
Yeah.
Just march to march? Like women's march?
Well, when it gets a little slow, then the people got to march.
Oh, so people march to just light a fire. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, that's the time to get your voice heard.
Wow. I'm going to use this moment to totally say this show, Jpaddy's opinions are one, Pennatrator's opinions are completely his own. I don't understand that question. I really don't understand that question.
I was being facetious.
Yes,
I
you
know.
were.
I
You're
know
being
they're
sarcastic.
not. I know they're not going to march.
Yes.
Whatever.
right.
If you're going to march, if you're Black Lives Matter, then you got to march on Saturday because this is your forum. This is your time.
It's not a designated day, first of all.
Well, obviously something needs to be said. That's why you're protesting, right? So if you don't protest when you absolutely need to protest, then you why wouldn't you protest right now?
It is going on right now.
Not in Reno.
So the organization of the protest, like Black Lives Matter, since that's happened, no, they haven't had an organized protest. That doesn't mean protesting hasn't been going on. Like there's been protesting in downtown Reno every day since.
Okay.
It's been much smaller.
Okay. But it's not like an official.
Correct, because I believe, and I know a little bit about Black Lives Matter and what they believe, but they have a social conscience, and so they do somewhat dictate their decisions on their social conscience.
Okay.
I'm not going to go and predict when
the next one's going to happen.
Correct.
Okay. That's good.
I won't be on the record for that. So we got to talk about George Floyd.
Yeah.
Everyone's touching it, so we got to touch it. I watched my boxing show. Their names are AK and Barack. They're on DAZN.
Okay.
The two gentlemen are, they live in Brooklyn, New York. Both got COVID. Both spoke about this protest, obviously.
Okay.
They brought on this rapper. I cannot remember the rapper off the top of my head. But my boy Barack brought up a point that really stuck to my head.
Okay, what's this point?
The point is, when he watched the actual video of George Floyd being murdered by the cop,
Yes.
there were multiple cameras on the incident.
Yes.
He brought up the point that how many cameras do you need on an incident before you make a move? And so obviously there's been 4 or 5 cameras that have been used by Minnesota police to document what happened. And this is not even talking about police cams. This is talking about public people.
Yeah.
He brought up the point that if that was his son being knelt on and with the cop and the guy's obviously pleading for his life,
Yeah.
he wouldn't just be on a camera. He would have made it so a cop would have to bring their attention to him to stop the death. And the reason I bring up this story is whenever you see these social protests, you see a lot of people with cameras and a lot of people that are just videoing the craziness that could be right next to it and might be able to influence saving a life.
Well, that's the hardest question to even answer. It's not cut and dry, right? So you have two things, right?
Yeah.
You have your moral stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you also have an authority. Okay? So what do? You see someone pleading for his life, you stop filming, you try to help him,
You get arrested.
You get arrested and he still dies. Okay? Nobody films it. It doesn't get out. We don't have what we have right now. It's the responsibility of the cops to once you get handcuffed and you're being arrested, you're their responsibility at that point because you're no longer I mean, you're part of them. And if they kill you when you're arrested, they are liable for your life. So
there you go.
How do you stop that? There's no way to stop that in that situation. I'm not saying like we don't need reform or anything like that. What I'm saying in that situation when you're walking down the street and you see someone with this being murdered by the cops, and there's another there would be zero way for you to stop that.
I disagree. I think
there's no way. There's no way. You cannot. There's the one cop watching you, making sure that you don't interfere with the obstruction of justice, right? Because you're going to be charged on that.
All I'm saying is there were the 4 cops dealing with the situation in the video. There was one other cop that was like this.
That's the 4th cop.
Was that the 4th cop?
Yeah. There's 2 on him. One with his knee under the neck.
If that's my son, if that's a family member.
If that's a family member.
If that's like my best friend. If that's anyone that's super close to me. And I can see that. Because the video does show that. I would do more. I would prioritize getting the cop off his neck.
Well, was a family member there?
No.
Okay, so that you got to take that element out of it.
Right.
Like, they're using a hypothetical of if that's...
I don't know. If I'm seeing someone dying, and I, like, seriously, that's something you got to think about. You, like, seriously, if someone's dying, if someone is literally in front of you, like, you're seeing his last breath.
I think that...
Like, I know it's a difficult decision because here's what you're thinking in your mind. Is it worth obstruction of justice
to
get him to stop?
You're filming them, and you have a police officer in your face telling you to move on.
That's if one person's filming. The point I was trying to make is there was more than one person. There were people filming all over the place.
Well, there's people walking around all over the place.
No, but obviously there were so many people around that incident in particular, and no one was when it got to that point. There's some individual accountability.
What's your first instinct when you see a situation going down with cops?
I'm gonna watch.
Well, you're gonna watch now. You're gonna watch now. Even before this. Before you're just standing around watching.
What was my first?
This riot situation where they're fucking blasting you in riot gear. I mean, this is an extreme. I'm not saying this is. And someone's getting arrested and they're beating you down. What are you still going to try to watch?
I've never experienced where I thought I was seeing police brutality.
Okay.
I've never actually seen that. Like, there's some borderline maybe back in my college days where obviously we went to the same school. There'd be a college party and a kid was popping off as he was maybe getting drunk in public or something to that effect.
The one time I ever saw was we were walking down 4th Street way back in the day, and we were coming up on these two dudes, and all of a sudden it was out of nowhere. The one guy grabbed him, leg swap.
A cop?
No, it was two dudes.
There's two guys.
It was two guys in street clothes.
Okay.
So
were they fighting?
No, they were just talking. All of a sudden, he grabbed him by his shirt, tripped him onto his back. 3 cop cars out of fucking nowhere, 2 unmarked, come out with freaking undercover with their guns drawn, 10 feet away from us. Like, it went on like that. One guy jumps outside, just get the fuck across the street.
To you?
To us. Yeah, whoever I was with that night. I think it was you, but...
I'm not remembering so far, but...
It was a difference. I think we met up with you later. Anyways, guns drawn for one guy, had him locked down, arrested. I mean, they were very physical with him. Told us to get across the street. We got to move on, get across the street. What do you do in that situation? What if they're beating the shit out of that guy?
But that's the question. Were they doing that?
No. But I mean, they weren't nice about it. I'm
not asking them to be nice, dude. That's not the point of the story. The point is
it was like a prolonged thing where they're like...
Correct.
Okay.
There was a lot of time involved. A lot of eyes were on this. And that's all I'm saying. That's all. That it provoked a thought in my head that if you're sitting there watching over a period of time and there's cameras all over the place, why can't someone be the one person to put their camera down?
Just be like, hey, you make sure.
Well,
hey, okay, this is what
videoing. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stop this.
Exactly. That's what needs to be done.
Yeah.
Say, hey, make sure one person is filming and one person takes action. You need a 2-part system.
If you know it's being videoed,
then drop your phone and help.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like with car accidents and shit. You're correct. Okay.
He just burped. Oh, that was the second one. He did that just for you guys.
Prime example, and I think that falls into it. There was this video online where a barbecue caught on fire with 5 chicks. 5 different perspectives of everybody just fucking filming this fire in a barbecue. No one no one put out the fire. They were taking fucking selfies of it. This house could have went down. I don't know how they stopped it, but they made sure that they stopped, and that is the problem.
You got to the point that I was trying to say about social media.
Gotcha.
You did. I'm not trying to compare the death of an individual to
social media,
to everyone, but that's what I wanted to bring up, is how social media has affected us so bad, where everyone wants to get a video and when everyone wants to get a photo of something as it's happening, and they lose track of reality of what's actually happening in front of them.
Or be connected.
I think it's being connected.
Okay. So I challenge you this. Why don't you turn off your alerts on your phone then and live in the moment?
I think alerts for public good is necessary.
Okay. I'm just trying to fill your line. Because I never take pictures. If I
take pictures?
I mean, I do when I'm like, hey, we need to fucking take a picture and post it or whatever. But when things come down or like I'm living in the moment, I don't even make phone calls.
I totally understand that.
I get in trouble from Megatron for not texting or whatever, just saying hi.
Right.
Because
it makes her nervous.
I'm in that moment. Yeah. So
totally agree with that.
So I think there needs to be a healthier balance, and I agree with you.
Yes. I'm glad we agreed on that. So we got really deep into that, and I had a lot of other stuff that we were going to bring up. But I think we touched the subject enough.
Yeah.
I hope you feel like you got your word in on this enough. That's my only concern.
Yeah, I made some jokes in there.
Yes, that.
It's fine. It's fine.
That's where I think we differ a little bit. But so we're not going to talk about Drew. We're not going to talk about the Drew stuff because that's still going on. We might hit that next week. But what was going to be after Drew? Let's lighten it up a little.
Okay.
The reason I was going to bring up Drew Brees and stuff is because obviously that's another thing that touches where sports and society mix, and it touches both subjects. I don't know if you're going to disagree. I'm looking at your face, and you're just like, I don't agree with that.
No, I'm trying to process that.
Well, obviously, it's talking about athletes' opinions and how it can affect a lot of people in our world.
Well, I think athletes' opinions, you just follow them. That's the only reason.
Yes.
I mean, athletes are just like actors. I mean, they're just they're just physical actors without editing.
Yeah. You don't want to get too deep into the individual unless you meet them. Is that pretty much how you roll with this?
Yeah, you can follow them if you want to, but...
Yeah. Well, anyway, we're going to pass that. We're going to jump that.
We're going to jump Drew Brees.
Because, all this social... With what's going on in the country right now, it bugs me. I don't know if it bugs the Pennatrator. Does it bug you?
Yeah, it bugs me.
Okay. So we agree there. But the Pennatrator got a text this morning from myself about how a local... Oh, we're going to talk about media again, but we're going to talk about sports media. So this is going to make you feel better.
Yeah. This is good.
Our local network, Nevada Sportsnet, announced yesterday that they are partnering with the Las Vegas Raiders so they can cover them.
So they sold out their local fucking blood.
I have seen instances that I felt like they were going this route already.
You knew it was going to happen.
Slowly but surely, and I do believe they did it because they have a partnership as well with the Las Vegas, or excuse me, they're not even the Las Vegas Knights. They are the Vegas Knights.
Okay. That was my question.
Yeah. So before this, I don't know what kind of partnership they do have with Vegas Knights, but they have a partnership with now the Las Vegas Raiders. So, Pennatrator, I want you to give an answer to the public.
Okay.
How far is Las Vegas from here?
It's 7.5 hours if you drive 95 miles an hour.
I would say you can get there in 6.5, but
That's only to the North Valleys, and that's only
that okay.
6.5 if the place that you're staying is in the very north off 95. If you're going down to the other side, it definitely takes another hour. Okay, we'll give it a half an hour. So
Let's say 7 hours being safe. Let's say that
7 hours abiding the law,
okay. Because me and Fontana, we got down there really fast.
like 6 hours.
Yeah, we got there super fast.
Okay.
But that's when we were doing. Speaking of cops, we were kind of doing illegal shit and
Yeah.
going really fast.
Okay.
Yeah, we weren't being responsible human beings. Now, how far are the San Francisco 49ers? Or, excuse me, not the 49ers. How far is San Francisco from Reno?
It is 3.5 hours if you don't obey the law.
Okay. But if you're a law-abiding citizen, no longer than, say, 5?
Oh, my God. 4 hours downtown parked.
Interesting, right?
Yeah.
Totally interesting.
Yeah, that's another 2.5 hours.
Yeah, seriously. So,
I see where you're going with this. Do you want me just to say it? There's no fucking way that you can go to Vegas, watch a game, and come back. There is a way that you can go to Oakland, watch a game, and come back.
there's a way to go to Oakland, watch a game, and come back.
Yes.
There's a way to go to San Francisco,
Watch a game,
watch a game,
and come back. Yeah. You can watch the Giants, you can watch the Niners, A's. You can do that in a day.
Yes.
You can do that in a day. Vegas, no fucking way. It's a different fucking town. And stop it because you don't need us. You don't need us because now you got your LA base back. Congratulations. Leave us out of your fucking equation.
Do you feel like Nevada Sportsnet kind of sold out?
Oh, definitely. That was my second thing I was going to say. Totally sold out.
To a topic that both me and the Pennatrator agree on.
Say what Nevada Sportsnet asked us to do.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
What was their thing? What did the owner of the Raiders say? He said he needs Northern Nevada to be. That was like the main topic.
Well, I only listened to. I got through the part where Chris Murray said, "Look at me, I'm a Bills fan." So I don't.
He was trying to justify selling out.
Correct. That is totally true. Because if you know how Chris Murray has written about the whole thing with Vegas coming, the Raiders in particular going to Vegas, he is totally against, or excuse me, maybe he was totally against the taxes that it took to build that beautiful stadium down in Las Vegas, because he is completely against taxpayer money going to NFL teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
why did they sell out?
well, obviously Nevada Sports, Chris Murray does not own Nevada Sports.
Exactly.
But a gentleman who has a bigger piece of it is Brian Samudio. He is the sports director. I don't know what as far as his ownership of that brand is. But I just find it so difficult to comprehend someone who's about Northern Nevada sports. And I want to bring up the history of Northern Nevada sports and how it creates a culture within this area that says you don't follow Vegas. Like, you don't root for Vegas teams. And a guy like Samudio should understand that better than anybody.
Yeah. I have the actual thing.
Go.
It says, Raiders president Mark, whoever, how do you say it? Badane?
I don't know the president of the Raiders.
Okay.
Let's just spell it.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay.
Mark.
He
President
said,
Mark. That's what we're going to call him.
okay, he said the importance of building a Northern Nevada fan base. The importance.
It is important.
It's not important.
Well, it's important to him because there's no football fans down in Vegas.
No.
So they want football fans.
They are. They all come from fucking L.A. You could drive to L.A. in 3.5 hours.
Right.
That's where they get all their stuff anyways. What's your sign there?
So this sign came from Oakland last year. Can you please read the sign?
It says Las Vegas. If you build it, we won't come.
Yes. Do you think Oakland residents were fans in the city of Oakland are going to follow them to Vegas?
I'm going to ask.
That's a tough question. I know.
No, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to answer your question with a question.
What's that?
Do you think St. Louis fans
Went to L.A.?
went
Fuck
to
no.
L.A.? No.
Fuck no.
No.
That-
It's a few and far between. But it's going to be the exact
minority's
same.
always the loudest. The majority does not follow.
Yeah. So there it is. So what? They just lost a fan base.
Well, you know what's super funny? I think I'm going to declare something.
Oh, do it. Fucking do it.
This is it.
Do it.
This is the move.
Do it. I will buy you a jersey. I will find it online, and I will buy it for you.
Nevada Sportsnet, because you did this move, and I don't appreciate how you cover Nevada sports anymore because you guys sell out. You sold out with the Knights. You've sold out with the Raiders. I'm now a Niner fan.
I do. Yes. I'm going to buy you a number 7 jersey.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I will do that with pride.
To all our listeners, I'm a Niner fan.
Fucking welcome to the team.
Yeah, baby.
Woohoo!
I want to thank Nevada Sportsnet for doing dumb shit to give me a football team again.
Woo! Oh my gosh. It's going to be fun.
But, it is going to be fun.
It is.
And you know what? I hope you guys don't look at all you other Niner fans out there, all you Jason Thomases, all you Kenny Penns, all you Ian Humphreys, all you Joe Camerlingis, all of you true Niner fans, take me back.
I think J-Rock will take you back.
Yes. The others, who knows?
Yeah.
Baby steps.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, I'm excited. I would take a Joe Montana jersey too, but you know what? Well, I'll take number 7. I'll take number 7 in a heartbeat.
Baby steps. I'll
take number 7.
Okay.
Because it's going to be cheap. It'll be inexpensive for you.
Yeah, that's why I said it's even signed.
So now that we've summed this show up, and Pennatrator, this has been the longest show we've done in a while.
Oh, how long is it?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just a long one. We're back in the studio.
We're back.
We're both Niner fans.
We'll be here next week.
We'll be here next week. We're both Niner fans. We're both Nevada Wolfpack fans. We're not sure if Nevada Sportsnet is because we're not sure if they'll take a check to be UNLV's fans or to cover UNLV if it's big enough.
Oh, yeah. They'll follow the money, so.
And they're going to follow the money.
They're going to follow the money.
I don't understand why they don't cover the Niners. I don't understand why they don't cover the San Jose Sharks. Both teams are closer.
Yeah, what about fucking
the A's
or the Kings?
Who? Yeah, what's up?
The Kings are the closest professional team.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nevada Sportsnet.
Wow, just following a line.
Yeah, maybe we can just call them Rebel Sportsnet and let's cut the crying out.
Yeah. Yeah, Vegas Sportsnet.
Vegas Sportsnet.
Vegas Sportsnet.
That's where all the business potential is. Obviously, if they don't want to cover the Niners.
VSSN.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, that just rolls off the tongue.
I know it says in the preview, but _Pennatrator. Follow him.
Follow me. I'm making waves.
Yeah, we're going to be in Niner gear in no time together. We're going to be in Niner gear together, Nevada gear, but
it's going to be a slow process.
It's going to be a slow process.
Oh, the cousin's going to be so excited.
Oh, I got cousins. I forgot even about the cousins.
Oh, yeah. You got to text them right away.
Hey, what do you got to say to the people?
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Go Niners.